Today on Rappler. Authorities discover what looks like Chinese military uniforms during a raid on an illegal pogo in Porac, Pampanga. President Marcos will not attend the Ukraine Peace Summit, contrary to an earlier pronouncement made by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Vice President and Education Secretary Sara Duterte is urged to fix the teaching quality in the Philippines. Alleged drug lord Kerwin Espinosa is cleared of a drug charge in Leyte. Filipino scientists find extensive coral damage in Escoda Shoal in the West Philippine Sea. And Apple announces its first big foray into generative AI with Apple Intelligence. Authorities discover what looks like Chinese military uniforms bearing designs associated with the People's Liberation Army of the Chinese Communist Party and some from the Chinese People's Armed Police Force after raiding the illegal pogo Lucky South 99 Outsourcing in Porac, Pampanga, Monday, June 10. At least 6 sets of uniforms with symbols and distinguishing marks of the PLA and CAPF are found. The Philippine Anti-Organized Crime Commission says the uniforms indicate possible Chinese military veterans or military personnel conducting third-party activities inside Lucky South 99. The uniforms will have to be validated by Chinese authorities. PAOK says Lucky South 99 is so far the worst among online gaming operators in terms of kidnapping, harassment, torture, and other crimes. A separate warrant for the opening of the Lucky South vaults is pending. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. will not personally attend the Peace Summit on Ukraine to be held in Switzerland next week. This is contrary to an earlier pronouncement made by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Zelensky visited Manila on June 3 to personally invite Marcos to take part in the summit and claimed Marcos confirmed his attendance. Malacanang says Marcos tasked Presidential Advisor on Peace, Reconciliation and Unity, Carlito Galvez Jr. to represent the Philippines at the upcoming conference. The gathering is set to lay out provisions of the Ukrainian government's peace plan aimed at ending the full-scale Russian invasion that already killed hundreds of thousands. The Philippine Business for Education urges Vice President and Education Secretary Sara Duterte to set up the Teacher Education Council or TEC to enhance teaching quality in the Philippines. PBEd Executive Director Justine Raaga says we cannot afford any more delay in this matter. We are dealing with a crisis. The law requires the TEC to formulate a strategic plan to proactively enhance the quality of teaching in the Philippines. Under RA 11713, the Education Secretary is the chairperson of the TEC. The law was signed in 2022 during the time of then-President Rodrigo Duterte to address the education crisis. According to a World Bank study in 2016, knowledge of subject matter among elementary and high school teachers is low in most subjects. The study revealed that a high school math teacher was only able to answer 31% of the questions aligned with the curriculum completely correctly. A Leyte court junks a drug case against alleged drug lord Kerwin Espinosa. Espinosa was accused by former President Rodrigo Duterte of being the top drug personality in Eastern Visayas. A Baybay City Leyte court grants Espinosa's demurrer to evidence. The granting of a demurrer to evidence has the same effect as an acquittal. In granting Espinosa's motion, the court noted the insufficiency of evidence of the prosecution. Espinosa has been free from detention since 2023 after posting bail. Even before his release, Espinosa was able to secure a string of legal victories. So far, Espinosa's pending cases are 2 for money laundering before Pasay courts and the 2 cases revived by the Court of Appeals. Duterte accused Espinosa and his father of being involved in drugs after a police operation seized 11 million pesos worth of shabu near Espinosa's home in Leyte. Filipino scientists led by Jonathan Anticamara and Fernando Siringan find extensive coral damage in Escoda Shoal in the West Philippine Sea. Anticamara, a scientist at the University of the Philippines, says the extent of coral damage in Escoda Shoal is tantamount to a, quote, ecological disaster. The scientists say they found extensive coral bleaching with almost 100% of the corals dead across all areas they dived in. The scientists surveyed 3 sites, 2 of them sandbars, last June 4 and 5. Siringan says the damage is mainly due to anomalous warming of the waters in the West Philippine Sea the past weeks, adding it is part of a global anomaly. These findings come after an expedition in the Keys of Pag-asa last March, also led by Anticamara. He concluded then damage had been happening for several years. Apple's annual Worldwide Developers Conference, or WWDC 2024, sees the company's first big foray into generative AI with Apple Intelligence. Apps like Siri will provide a seamless experience, being able to understand even stumbled words. Siri will answer questions and edit photos with an awareness of the user's personal context. AI will assist with the writing process. It can revise, proofread, and summarize text in emails and documents. Priority messages can sort day-to-day messages and emails based on urgency. Apple says these AI-powered features are based on the principle of privacy. It claims tasks will mostly be done on-device and only referred to Apple servers if complex requests are involved. Apple says its servers are said to be highly secured, guaranteeing that data is never retained or exposed. Apple Intelligence will be available on iPhone 15 Pro, iPads, and Macs with M1 and later. And that's today's wrap. I'm JC Gotinga. Thank you for watching. Click the link below for the full story. Follow us on Rappler's YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok.